Greetings and welcome back to the Global Caregivers series. I'd like to call this series Caregiving is Global. Are you a caregiver? Or do you know someone who is a caregiver? Who are professional caregivers, by the way? And what training and qualifications is needed to become a certified caregiver? Is there a difference between a family caregiver and a professional caregiver? Have the role of caregivers changed in today's modern societies? And does the role of caregivers actually differ from society to society? Is there a caregiver dilemma looming ahead of us? And if there is that a reflection of the greater society, or have we all been in stark denial? I am Beverly. I'm a global mental health specialist of medicine, mental health, med-surg, developmental disabilities. I've done it all. But most of all, in the latter part of my career, I fell unabashedly in love with the work of caregivers. As home care, most hospitalizations became shorter, and most of the recuperating, rehabilitating was now focused in the home. Caregivers are my passion. I am the founder and creator of the Global Caregiver Forum. This is a new thought dialogue where I attempt to address the growing need for highly skilled and professional caregivers. But I also wanted to stir up some robust and bold conversations about these unsung heroes who I believe contribute so much to the lives and the communities, but mostly to the individuals that they serve day in and day out. And without this dedication and commitment, there would be no care. Caregivers put the care in caregiving. As a veteran of the home healthcare industry, I look at caregivers through a personal, honest, but hopeful lens. I do what I do for the love of it. And what follows is why I do it the way I do it. And it comes from the heart. Join me. Most of my professional life has centered around caregivers and caregiving. I've seen a lot, I've learned a lot, and I recognize there's an urgency to find a better way. And so I speak about this industry from a caregiver lens. Much have been written about this subject with emphasis, most of the emphasis on family caregivers. I could not believe how little there were, how little was written about professional caregivers. Those are those individuals who love what they do and do what they love. Many of them are immigrant women and men who have taken to this profession, I like to think, like white on rice. We are depending on caregivers more and more. We are expecting more and more from them. Doesn't it behoove us to care for them more and more? As we speak, 48 million people worldwide have Alzheimer's disease. And every 4 seconds, there's a new diagnosis of dementia occurring somewhere in the globe. Look, there's a growing number of people right now in the US, Canada, most developed nations, and across the world that are in need of 24-hour care and companionship. Baby boomers have aged. Many of them are in their 60s and 70s and 80s. And some of them are in need of care, while others are caring for aged parents or partners. By 2050, Alzheimer's disease is expected to triple. So many people worldwide have been impacted by this disease, financially, emotionally. It's a devastating disease, and we go into that at every conversation. We'll talk about the impact Alzheimer's has had on communities across the world. We know currently nearly 7 million Americans are impacted financially, again, emotionally and physically, from this disease. It is considered one of the greatest health crises of the century and is currently the third leading cause of death in the U.S. for older Americans. African Americans are 2 times more likely to develop Alzheimer's disease, but the last to seek services. And some of that is due to the mistrust of the medical community. But the number of people overall with dementia is expected to increase significantly in the coming decades, which presents a global public health crisis. It's like a time bomb, precipitating a crisis within a crisis. And by the way, caregivers just don't care for old people. I've heard the term Alzheimer's, old-timers. Caregivers care for individuals from cradle to grave. They're young people that are in need of rehabilitating. People have accidents. People have medical crises, medical situations in the younger part of their lives, and they also need care. My goal is to bring awareness and to attempt to engage the larger healthcare community, to raise the bar in recruiting, retaining, valuing, respecting, and recognizing caregivers for the profound contributions they make in providing most of the time top-level care and companionship to our most vulnerable citizens. Many people want to age in their own homes versus a nursing home, if truth be told. So we will continue this conversation once or twice a week. If this resonates with you in any way, would you give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and help me grow? And let's have this conversation openly. And if you see a caregiver in the next day or so, buy them a cup of coffee, ask them how their day is going. And I expect to see you here back at the Global Caregiver Forum. I am Beverly, and I like to call myself an advanced practice professional caregiver. It's been a pleasure. Hope to see you again soon. Thank you.